Okay.
Welcome, Epic Cafe volunteers. This video is to give you a nice overview, stop laughing, camera woman, and orientation of Epic Cafe. So let's start right here. The stock room is set up where everything has a place and everything is in its place. We have frozen breakfast ingredients in here.
Wait, let me.
These will be just for the sandwiches. And that's listed right here. It'll be updated soon. And here we have all of our baked goods and thawed out items. We also have all of our dairy. 2% milk here. There's a label for everything. Skim. Here's all of our other dairy items. And the key thing with all the stock in here is we always go top to bottom, left to back, or left to right, and front to back. So in other words, milk, you should always have the freshest date in the front, and if you happen to see that they're out of order, please move those. And then on the side here, you always grab the left one. If you see them out of order, put the oldest date here and the farthest away date here. Next fridge here this is kind of an overflow of frozen items that will eventually be moved out onto the counters or the other fridge. And we have all of our drinks in here, kind of the same concept. We have sort of a feeder system with this whole thing. So in other words, we can't fit all the drinks in this fridge, so we have a shelf down here that has drinks that are room temperature. And then we always keep this refrigerator stocked. And then we have our cooler where we actually serve the drinks. That way you always have cold drinks that you can pull from, and we can keep an eye on stock. And this system's worked very well for us. The shelves here, we have everything labeled, should be very self-explanatory. Everything is alphabetical by type, so in other words, your syrups, almond's going to be first, vanilla would be last, and same thing with the smoothies. This is a kind of a feeder system too, where we keep this stocked very well back here, and then we try to move as much as we can in the cafe area, so as we're working we don't have to run back here, and then we use it from there. So for example, we have a ton of cups up here on top of the fridge, but by the cash register we also have a lot of cups, so those are the ones that you grab. And you'll notice your duties between services, during services, etc. is to move stock from here and restock out there, so that way we never have to waste time coming out here. Let's move on to sorry, we had delivery today. Go ahead and move into the cafe area. And this is our coffee brewer. If you've never seen it before, this is where we keep all of our coffee. And we have light, medium, dark roast, decaf that we brew and set out around the corner. And our espresso is on the bottom. We also do have a list, so if you're ever in charge of inventory, you'll know what the choices are. We try to rotate the coffees around a little bit. In here, we keep the labels for the air pots, all alphabetical. And as we move around here, that's our grinder for the coffee. This is for the brewed coffee only. And you'll see in another video how to actually use it. This is our espresso grinder, and you'll learn that later. Obviously, espresso machine, ice machine. We keep our opening and closing checklist here, and during checklist, this is for the espresso machine area. So if you're opening and closing, you will go there to know what you need to do. These will be all of our cups. This would be if you're cleaning the espresso machine. It's not candy bars, it's the tools you need to clean the espresso machine. Then we have our hot cups here. Up here, when you're bagging coffee for sale, that's where we put it. And we're trying to move some other items as well. That's kind of the counter we use for that. And this right here is how you turn on the light for the cooler. And you'll notice the left switch is taped because that would turn the cold off and everything would go bad. So leave that one on always. That one will turn on and off. And here we have their cookie bags. A great way to serve to the kids. And all of our dishes, our to-go containers. And also we keep our sample cups. We like to do lots of samples, so if you have a smoothie and there's a little bit left over, go ahead and sample that out. Various things. Just be creative. This is where we'll keep all of our baggies, etc., and wrap, so when you're closing out and moving food back into the storeroom, that's where you use. This is kind of our catch-all drawer, but this is where we keep all the keys and some miscellaneous labels for the cooler. This is where we'll have all the forks, knives, spoons, etc. And this is the same feeder system where we have a lot more in the back, but we try to keep a stock up here. This will be where all the knives and silverware, spatulas, etc. are kept. And this will be all your pumps and scoops and coffee related things. And down here you'll use these a lot, towels. Dishwasher. A couple things to think and remember about this is you always want to do pots and pans. That's the most serious scrub, and it also sanitizes. And you'll see on your checklist about maintaining this, we have hard water here, so we need lime scale remover and things like that. So you'll learn in another video how to take care of that. Down here, this is where we keep all of our detergents and sprays and cleaning supplies. Brush to clean the carafes out with, the air pots. And this right here is technically the frap area, where we have the chocolates and the frap mix. Air pots are not supposed to be here, but I don't have it labeled yet, so no big deal. The thinking is that we don't want people crossing, so we want the people making coffee to be able to come in here, grab their air pots without disturbing the people that are getting frap mix. We don't want them to cross. So this is where all the air pots and half crafts will be. And you need to change trash. Plenty of trash bags. Around the corner, this is where we would keep our air pots and supplies, etc. Oh, I'm nervous now, our video guy is here. And each pot will hold about 6 to 8 cups, so just keep that in mind as you make coffee. When you have the different rushes, you'll need to make sure that you have more than you think, because it'll go very quickly and people get impatient. Out here in this area, this will be all of our tables, chairs. They need to be wiped. We always keep them clean. We'll just check occasionally, but also you'll see in different checklists there's certain times that we keep these clean. And then finally outside we have our tables. And this, we also have umbrellas that during the spring and summer and part of the fall we'll set up and take down. And along with that, there's the upper room, which is just right by the coat closet there. That's where we keep our umbrellas in the lower area there. Carol, anything else you can think of for orientation? All right, look for more videos.